expand our relationships with the community. We recently did that with the Alva City PPWP crew, and we will continue to expand and work on that. Northwestern's PPWP crew, that's been a long-standing, really good resource. I think that's primarily Aaron gets credit for that. He's a good supervisor and keeps that running very smoothly. But along with that goes and you guys know our partnership with the psychology department at Northwestern Oklahoma State University. We just signed another contract. That contract is good for 10 years. So I am very, very excited about that. Yeah, you guys don't even know that. I got that back yesterday. So, yes. And Trent's on vacation, so I haven't even got a chance to tell him yet. So we're pretty, we're always a little nerve-wracked about that, getting that contract going, because it is an important part of what we do. So tickled that it's good to go for a while. With the psychology department, we also have, I don't know if you guys knew that we do something with the sociology department as well. The social work piece, we've incorporated that so that they can get their practicum hours. So again, we're helping to pump out licensed social workers, another important resource. The medical department, we have nursing students that come in here. We just recently had Career Tech brought a group of medical students up and did a tour. So we are always, looking to be a good resource of information and to be able to help with their training. Of course, the Care Fund, we have a golf tournament every year. I don't know if you guys knew. It's called the Care Golf thing. Multiple facilities around the state participate in that, and then we divvy up the money, and then that money goes right back out into the community. So on after proms and baseball teams and all kinds of stuff. So what we end up, about $1,200 last year, wasn't it? $2,600 last year. We also do the Polar Plunge every year. We raised just over $6,000 for that this last year. Over $7,000. I didn't get the final tally, so over $7,000 for that. That one is near and dear to all of our hearts. So we will continue with some of those community projects. That's basically it. Part of our goals and objectives is to also, if we have anything that we need from the community, I don't think we do right now. I think we're rocking and rolling pretty well. I want to say a special thank you to this board. Chaplain Clapp asked if we could get some paint and refurbish the chapel, and it looks fantastic. So we appreciate that donation from you guys. What is that music? I'm sorry, it's distracting. I can't hear. So. Sorry. I'm hard hearing on a good day, so. Again, the proposed bylaws are attached. I'll let you guys review those in your own good time. If you see anything that we need to change or add, be sure and let me know, and we will get that done. So I usually give kind of an overview of our current operations. We are at 560 trainees, which is down a little bit for us. Our population max is 609 now, but I'm not complaining. I know you guys are not complaining either. This is a really good place for us to be. We run pretty well. 447 of those are assigned to the treatment side of the yard, just over here. You've not been on a tour yet.
No, I haven't.
We're going to take you on a tour today. And then I've got another 100 that are housed over here in general population and 13 to special management. Current staffing includes 44 security officers and 120 support staff. We would like to congratulate Dr. Bruce Myers on his retirement from the Oklahoma Department of Corrections. Y'all know that he finally gave it up. So he served in the state of Oklahoma for a very long time, so we wish him much happiness. We would also like to recognize Sergeant Aaron Ballas, who was recently named as the Department of Corrections Security Employee of the Year. That is a huge thing. So he got recognized a few weeks ago down at our award ceremony. So if you see Aaron, make sure to pat him on the back on that. we've got going on, Deputy Warden Cox recently launched a Veterans Club here at Bill Johnson, which I think is way cool, sir. The club is designed to provide support, camaraderie, and resources to veteran employees and trainees, while recognizing the unique experiences and contributions of those who have served. They are not only for our trainees, but for our staff as well. Deputy Cox has brought in a couple of resources that have, it's opening up some doors for a lot of people. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how well that kicks off. And he's taking the reins and running with it. Programs and services. Bill Johnson continues to demonstrate positive outcomes through its treatment programs. So we just updated our recidivism numbers. So at the end of March 2026, for 3 years, those that have finished the RDAP program, the Northwestern program, we have a 93.7% success rate at 3 years. Now, 5 years is the gold standard, but I'm going to go with that 3-year number. One of our toughest crowds is the delayed sentencing kids. Those are 18 to 25-year-olds. At 3 years, we're running 88% with them. Now, nationally, that's about a 15% success rate. So, 88, 15, very good. That is a tough crowd, too. Those kids are not easy. So, Renee Smith ramrods that piece of the program for us, so thank you very much. That's a great number. Education remains a cornerstone of our mission. Earlier this year, Bill Johnson hosted a GED high-set graduation ceremony. Connie, thank you for updating this. 246 students have participated in educational programs, with 91 successfully earning their high school equivalency diploma so far. We think that number is going to go up.
We have 2 more test sessions.
Oh, you have 2 more? Yeah. Yeah. We have 2 more test sessions, so we think that's going to go up. Our chaplaincy program continues to have a significant impact. I got the busiest chaplain in the state. He is awesome. Since the beginning of the year, we have baptized 84. So that's pretty cool. They have chosen to be baptized, reflecting the continued growth and engagement within our faith-based program. There's something going on at this facility with regard to faith-based stuff, and you can see it. It's pretty cool. Chapel also hosted 12 special Christmas events. I usually post those all over Facebook. There was 1,500 inmates that participated in those events. Our volunteer support continues to grow. I talked a little bit about Community Crossings Church. They're just, I can't say enough good about them. They do some wonderful things. We have 4 additional volunteers scheduled to complete the training in July, so we're happy to have those 4 new ones on with us. We are also planning 2 special concert events, one in August and another in September. Finally, we just had, I don't know if you guys have seen all over Facebook, the inmate games. We are kind of taking a cue from the Olympics coming to the state of Oklahoma, and we did it's kind of like you do in high school, we did a local, and then we did a regional, and then we did state. We had 3 inmates place at state. We had 2nd place in the 2-mile, 3rd place in the 40-yard dash, and 3rd place in spades. We only had 3 events that we qualified for, but let me just say, from all the trash talking that I've taken from all the other wardens, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. The gauntlet has been thrown. So next year, I'm hoping we take a couple of goals. That gets a little tricky. I was giving one of the wardens a hard time about, yeah, it's easy to train those guys to have life without. Ours are going home this fall, so it gets a little tricky in that respect, trying to find ones that'll be here throughout the games, but we found some pretty good competitors, I think.
Probably can't talk into sticking around.
I know, they're not going to stick around that long now.
You saw the real.
I went to the state games last Saturday. First of all, I thought it was melting, but it was hot. You have to have an appreciation for what I saw, and you guys will know this. You had the big boy facilities there. You had Allie Gamble, you had Great Plains, you had Dick Connor, you had McAlford. I mean, these are some big facilities with some pretty significant great game populations. None of it I never once saw, you know me, I look for groupings and stuff like that. It's just part of our nature. I was standing there with 2 other wardens, and we're like, none of it. There was no racial anything, there was no gang anything. They were patting each other and high-fiving and cheering each other on, and it was awesome. So from that standpoint, as an administrator, you can't wish for anything better. I mean, it was just, I think the morale is going to carry for months and months going on, and it gives everybody something to look forward to next year. And that, we're going to have good t-shirts next year, I'll tell you that right now. Now, that was another kind of competitive thing between us wardens. So we talked a little bit about PPWP. We've got the Alva City one. We are working with the event center next door. We've got a few legal things we're kind of hashing out there, but I think that'll probably have some answers here pretty soon. Upcoming events. We have the annual drill competition. That will be held on July 3rd. You guys are welcome to come out and take a look. We start that promptly at 9 a.m. because it gets hot fast. Sorry, second? Oh, the second. Sorry, July 2nd. But it's the annual drill competition. Yeah, that's always a fun time out here too if you've never been to it. But yeah, 9 a.m. because nobody wants to be out here after 10 o'clock because it gets hot. Let's see, September 23rd at noon, the Oklahoma Board of Corrections meeting is scheduled to be here. I think it's been 4 or 5 years since they've actually been here, so I'm pretty excited. Trent has, and Renee and Angela have helped me gather up some good information on our programs, so I'm excited to kind of show off a little bit of what we do with them. You guys are absolutely invited to attend that. We'll be sending out invitations as well. High Set graduation, we are planning another High Set graduation for October 9th. I know you guys try to come out to those, so we'll send out invitations to that as well. One of the new things that we kind of got, I love that what Alva does at Christmas. You know, I'm all in that bed race business. That is the most fun ever. And we're going to redesign ours. Engineering going on. We're going to win this year. Run her up with a flat tire. Come on, we did all right. I'm gonna need a pit crew though. that was fun. We helped put up the lights downtown on the square, and when we went and took them down and took them to your storage area, I noticed some of the frames that are no longer used. So I was like, what are you doing with those? So I took 2 of them, and I've got them over here in Fleet. And we have started refurbishing those. So I got with the Chamber of Commerce girls, and I'm trying to get a list together of what we might need. So we might be doing a few fundraising things or asking for sponsors for that. I got the hands and all the time in the world to clean those up and paint them, but we need a few strands of light and things like that. So we might be putting something out on that, but I think, because there's like, I don't know, there's probably 10, 15 of these really large displays. I think once they're restrung and we put those down there on the square, that is going to be fantastic if we can get that done for y'all. That's kind of one of the things we're working towards. I know that was kind of fast and furious, but I know there was kind of a lot of information. I think that's about it. We're always thankful to our community advisory board members for everything you guys do, and all the events that you come out and support, so I sure appreciate you. Is there anything that you can think of right now that we could maybe help with? I can run a warden's crew pretty easily. That's when I can handpick some guys that are eligible to come out. So if there's a short-term project that you need help with, I think we do that during storm season quite a bit. The Christmas light thing, you know, a day or 2 project, we can do that. So if there's anything like that that you could think of, just reach out, let us know. There are a few limits on that, but there's a lot more I can do with those short-term crews. But anything else you could think of? Well,
I was going to talk to you about.
We can expand that crew a little bit to help clean up. Is the park? brick complex.
Won't be any kids there.
Yeah.
Also.
This is cleanup, basically, right?
I might want some, if available, on the 3rd to help setting up.
Oh,
No, I won't let them have any explosives.
I appreciate that.
But, yeah, setting up and taking down.
Yeah, reach out and we'll get you in touch with Chief and we'll get something figured out. So, but yeah, I don't see any issue with that. But that's the sticky part about PPWP crews. State of Oklahoma is pretty particular about where they can work because, you know, in the good old boy days, you know, I don't want to be Brubaker. So we have to be a little careful with that. There's also some liability that goes along with that too. So working on private property is just a no-go. But we've got plenty of other public and government entities that I think we can help with, and I'm really looking forward to that Christmas light thing. I've kind of, Chief don't know it yet, I've kind of put Chief in charge of that, so he's going to get to have some fun with that. So anyway, anybody else can think of that we need to tell the board? I think there's a lot of events coming up this fall. We will do our very best, make sure we've got a good email for you. And we will make sure that that seems to be the best way to communicate quickly. So we'll get that to you and keep you abreast of everything that's going on. But otherwise, that's all I've got.